Hey guys, welcome to Commander Lounge. Sorry, this is not a Commander deck tech, but it is a modern deck tech, which I don't usually do. If you guys know of the Pauper deck Delver Fiend, it's an extremely very it's a very good deck in Pauper, and and I just think it was so strong. I was thinking it might be even Legacy strong, but I knew it would take forever to get like volcanic islands and stuff. So I was also thinking there's a lot of modern playable cards. The only thing that's like only Legacy played is like Pyroblast and stuff like that, and that's not that's sideboard. That's not that bad. So I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna make this a modern deck. So yeah, this is my modern Delver Fiend deck, and it's the only sad thing about this deck is that it doesn't have Preordain or Ponder, but we try to get around that. And I really think this could be one of those hidden decks that could actually shine. Like it's if you guys don't know what Delver Fiend is, it's essentially a combo deck where you get either Nivix, Cyclops, or Delver Fiend out. I mean, not Delver Fiend, or Kiln Fiend out, and you basically give it unblockable, double strike, and play any other spell. And 3 spells make it a 10/10 double strike unblockable and get in for the win on turn 3. So yeah, let's get into the deck. First we run Delver of Secrets, which is basically your backup to just kind of tempo out or get as aggro as possible. We run a full playset because it's Delver, and you run a full playset of Delver if you're playing Delver. Okay, and now we got Kiln Fiend, which is the all-star in this deck. You get a turn 2 Kiln Fiend. If they don't answer it, usually on turn 3, you're going to do work with it. Even if they do have an answer on turn 3, usually you might have something like protection-wise on it that can just be like, oh, well, I got protection from so-and-so, so I'm still going to get in for the win. So Kiln Fiend's probably going to be your main way of winning, especially turn 3 kill, because this deck is supposed to kill really consistently on turn 3. In the Pauper, it definitely does that, but once again, it had Preordain and Ponder, which those are amazing cards. Your backup is Nivix Cyclops. I only run 3 of him. In the Pauper versions, a lot of people run play sets. I think it's so much. You don't want to have 2 of these guys in your starting hand. That's just rough. But he is the great backup to Kiln Fiend. So yeah, you need to run him. And he also looks like Big Daddy. It's pretty sweet. Okay, now we go into our ways of digging, and I guess with Gitaxian Pro's way of figuring out when we're okay to combo off. This is, it's very good to keep, cantrip, especially this being a free spell. It's basically you pay 2 life to not only look at target player's hand and draw a card, which is, cantrip, but it also makes your Nivix Cyclops or your Kiln Fiend pump up for essentially free for only like 2 life. So it's awesome. The reason why Gitaxian Probe is so important in this deck is because you look at the other, it's not even the cantrip. Like, you may even think about playing this without the cantrip, especially with it being only 2 life. I think that's fine. Draw a card is just broken after that. But looking at target player's hand is just so important. Like, especially in this deck, when you're ready to combo off, or if you know that they're going to kill, you can, turn 1 Gitaxian Probe without anything is fine. Without pumping anything, it's great, because you can see, like, okay, I can't play Kiln Fiend turn 2. I can play it on turn 3 and hold up a Dispel so I can counter their counter spell, stuff like that. You can set up to protect yourself. This is another reason why I think this deck's so strong, And Gitaxian Probe is just one of those great cards in the world. I really hate blue, but you gotta admire some of these cards. Like, some of the power of these cards is just nuts, Next card, this is my replacement for Ponder. I do not want to play Sleight of Hand. I thought about Sleight of Hand, hate Sleight of Hand. Doesn't let me set up. And then Anticipate was that new card out. And I thought Anticipate was Ponder for 2. And then I looked at it more, and I was like, nah, it's just an improved Sleight of Hand, and I hate Sleight of Hand, so no. I need it. It sucks so bad that you can't trip off this card. But once again, that would be broken. That'd be ridiculous for 1 mana, even in sorcery speed. Ridiculous. I think Index is fine. I think the other card that I run to replace Preordain, I'm a spoiler alert, is Serum Visions, and it combos insanely well with Serum Visions because you set it up and then you play Serum Vision. If you can't play a creature next turn, you Serum Visions, and you get to draw that card, and then you get to scry. It makes the Serum Vision not look so bad when it comes after Index. But I think if I had to get taxed for a Ponder, if they got rid of Ponder and said, no, man, that's too broken, what do you want instead of Ponder? I'd be like, well, I guess give me an extra 2 cards, look off the top, and they instantly go, okay, well, you're not drawing a card. So I guess this is fine. I wouldn't like to see too many of these. I'm thinking about maybe cutting these down to 3, but right now we're just gonna run a full playset. I mean, I might get rid of one of them for an Anticipate, but I'll think about it. By the way, let me know what you guys think, especially modern players out there. But Index is my kind of replacement for Ponder. Something I think might be all right. Because this weekend I'm actually going to be, no, this Monday coming up, I'm actually going to be testing this out at a tournament. And then we have Serum Visions. It's not preordained, and it's also not the price of preordained, and that's sad. I can't believe how expensive this card is. I'm just going to try to get up all the promos. Probably going to grind free Commander games, because my local game store I can play Commander for free, and if I win I get a promo. So I'll just be playing Prosh all in August to try to get all my Serum Visions, I guess. But draw a card, then Scry 2. I mean, the Scry 2 is just so important. I hate that it's not preordained, but it's something, I guess. It's so slow. Serum Vision full playset, I guess. Okay, now we're going into our ways of starting to, kind of Voltron up our Nivix Cyclops or our Kiln Fiend. Now, our full dodge is an amazing card. 1 mana, target creature is unblockable. Who cares at sorcery speed? The coolest thing about this card is that it's got a flashback for its mana cost. You don't see a lot of flashbacks for its original mana cost, and that's great. At late game, you can actually use the redundancy to just, target once, then target again. If you don't have another spell in your hand, you can just make it double unblockable, I guess you can call it, and just, mainly worry about the triggers on Nivix and the Kiln Fiend. So you run 3 of those. We don't run a full playset, because once again, we got flashback with them. Then the next one, this one's also for protecting. Not only can it get you, make you unblockable, but it can also protect you from removal, which is very, 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 very important. Apostle's Blessing is probably one of the best cards out there for protecting creatures on the board, protecting your combo, because you can play in any color. You're only sacrificing 2 life, who cares? But this card is amazing. I run 3 of them. It's just all purpose. It's like your toolbox card in this deck. It'll protect you or get you through for the win. And then we go into our ways of winning, which Assault Strobe. Target creature gains double strike is amazing. It's so cheap. It's 1 mana to make your Kiln Fiend double strike. And just off of that, he is a 4/2 double striker. That's 8 damage right there. You play 2 other spells, that's game. 2 other spells, that's it. If they're at 20 life. And they're taking damage off of, these fetches and these all kinds of lands, all hurting them and stuff. But we run a full playset of Assault Strobe. And this next card is another card that made me want to push this deck. I saw it and I was like, oh my god, they got backup now. This deck has a backup plan. And that is just Hulk smashing with Trample. If you can't, this is, of course, late game, this will be used as okay, I never drew Assault Strobe, but I can get there with Temur Battle Rage. It's just a little bit more expensive. It's really rough that it's 2 mana, but the Ferocious backup is so good. And it's also at instant speed. That's the biggest part. So if you're running 2 creatures and you're pumping them all up, right? You attack in with them, maybe it's getting close to lethal, and you wait for the person to use removal on the one guy, then you double strike up the other one, which will probably also give it Trample, which is nutter butters. I saw this card and I was like, this could be a thing in Modern. So I'm trying out. I think this card is amazing. You no longer have to worry about giving your guys unblockable late game. You you play just this spell and Ferocious triggers. It happens. That's awesome. It's great. We run 2 of them because it's really expensive in this deck. And then my one of, I forgot what the card's called. in my Pauper deck that I run, but it's the flashback one that gives +3/+0. It's like Ravaging something, I think it's called, but we can't use that because it is it's only Legacy and Pauper legal. So we're using Brute Force. I like this card because it also gets my creatures out of burn range, which is amazing against, burn. There's a lot of, burn decks around. And yeah, I think it's always going to be good against like Lightning Bolt and stuff. So it does that, pumps them up. I think it's a good one of. And go to our removal. We got Lightning Bolt. You have to have it. Burn to the face, kill a creature, do what you want with it. It triggers my Nivix and my Kiln Fiend. So we run the full playset. And Dispel, just a good card. A lot of people running Remains, all kinds of crazy expensive ones. I think Dispel's just fine. It gets across. It gets most. It does work against counter spells and does work against most removal. So it's in here too. We need a 1 mana thing because we can't be wasting 2 mana on a counter spell. We really can't, because we're going to be trying to combo off, and this could be our last combo piece just to protect us. And we go into our lands. We run a full playset of Scalding Tarn. I eventually will get these, but for now I only got proxies. Oh well. That's the same thing with the Serum Visions. Gotta wait for that. Got running 3 Steam Vents. And then we run 2 Sulphur Falls. You get a little greedy on mana, not too much. I guess we're not too worried about Blood Moon. I mean, it could wreck our days depending, but I think it's alright. And we run 4 mountains and 5 islands. So yeah, so let's get to the sideboard. The first one is Roast. Why do we run Roast? Because we don't like Tarmogoyf, we don't like Tasigur, and we don't like the new Angler guy, which is also Tasigur's buddy, I guess you could call him. So we run 2 Roast. Once again, if you guys have a little bit more experience with Modern, you guys think there should be something else in here, just remember it's for Delver Fiend, so it's got to be a lot of, instant sorcery, close to 1 mana cost, please, spells that I need to help. Then we go Rending Volley. Rending Volley is, it's good against, a more controlling deck, with Delver and stuff. It takes out Delver without, I know that's overkill on on Delver, but the main reason why I have it in here is that it can't be countered, and especially in late game when against Splinter Twin, when they have the Deceiver Exarch, and that they have like a Remand or something, they can't do nothing about this. So I got a 1-off of Rending Volley, just testing it out, seeing if my thoughts are good, because I don't know much about Modern, so I'm just guessing. Pyroclasm, there's supposedly word on a new Goblin deck, and I don't think they'd like this. Pyroclasm's here, and once again, it'll be good for Elves. If anybody's playing the black-white tokens, I don't even know if that's strong anymore, but maybe there might be somebody. But any type of aggro deck where I don't have to worry about Tarmogoyf slamming down Pyroclasm. If you're playing aggro, especially with Zoo, I don't think it's going to do too much against Zoo, but I don't know. Echoing Truth, which is, once again, I'm only running a 1-off of Echoing Truth. It hoses the tokens like black-white tokens, but I'm also thinking that if Goblins are going to be a thing, this could do some work. But I think they're more aggro. I don't think they're really pushing tokens, except for the whatever his name, Goblin Rabble Master, so it could be good against that. It also is any non-land permanent, so against anything that really keeps me from doing what I need to do, I can return it back to their hand. So yeah, I just really think it hoses tokens though. It's a huge token hoser. Smash the Smithereens. We run 2 of those against the Affinity game, of course, and also against people siding in Spellskite, because Spellskite wrecks this match, I think. That's my guess. Spellskite is real good. So we're going to run 2 Smash Smithereens again. Okay, now we have Negate. Negate's against Control and Combo, because they need, counter and non-creature spell. Control and Combo has a lot of non-creature spells. So 2 of those. And we want one of Dispel. Mainly against Control. But with Ad Nauseam, I think Ad Nauseam runs a lot of instants. So I think it's even good against Ad Nauseam, so Spell gets the nod in here for 1-off. And we run our last 1-off of Apostle's Blessing, which I just think it's a great card against Burn. Yeah, anything crazy removal. Apostle Blessing's good with. Same thing with Mizium Skin against the burn matchup. It's very good. Keep your guy. You got to keep your guys alive. You can't. You get out that Nivix against burn. You can't just run your guy out. They'll kill it. I mean, except with Nivix Cyclops, you have to. They usually use 2 burns, so you got to plan around that. So that's why I got 2 Mizium Skins with that. And last but not least, we got Relic of Progenitus for I guess Goyo's Vengeance, anything like that, any Reanimator type of deck. We only run a 1-of because the negates can kind of do their work too. So yeah, that is my modern Delver Fiend deck. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. I will have a link in the description to this to the deck list. Just let me know what you guys think about it. I really think it, like, I'm surprised that this deck isn't a thing. Like, I know Young Pyromancer is a great card and everything, but just to see how explosive this card is in Pauper, and being Pauper's like usually like a legacy strength kind of deck. Like a lot of decks that are in Pauper are also played in Legacy, and to be Legacy strong, that's saying something, I just think it's a contender. I think this deck could be really good. I don't know. I'll find out and let you guys know if you guys want to know. But yeah, if there's any changes you do to this deck, give me a heads up what you think. What you guys would do with it. What you guys think of the sideboard, main deck. I know index is a little weird. I'm thinking about maybe doing 2 index to anticipate. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I hope you like this video. Like, favorite, and subscribe. And take it easy and bobble bobble.